shots doing that, especially with a fighter like Kambosos that wants to exchange, he wants to, ruin the moment. So it can work against you. It's a double-edged sword, that long-time grab.
Expect a good fight in the main event. Excellent undercard here at Madison Square Garden. To get with before the bell fights, some top prospects fighting in preliminaries. Pablo Valdez, undefeated New Yorker, taking on Cesar Diaz. Nishat Dev, Indian fighter, one of the top exciting young prospects of all the boxing. And in the last, he takes on Joshua Silva, and Adamaka taking on Rafael Castillo.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Sergio. And what a moment for boxing. What a building. What an occasion. Madison Square Garden, New York, the mecca of boxing. This Saturday night, live and exclusive on DAZN around the world. We have a tremendous World Championship main event. Of course, Richardson Hitchins will make his New York return as world champion, looking to make a statement in the division, to propel himself to superstardom within the sport, facing the very live underdog, the man that dethroned Teofimo Lopez in the same building just a couple of years ago to become the undisputed champion, George Kambosos, looking for one of the biggest wins for Australian boxing and to try and become a two-division world champion. Before we do that, we have an incredible undercard for you. And I have to say, when I look at the strength and ability of the fighters to my right, the fighters that we represent, I've never been more excited about the future of the sport. Matchroom Boxing, the only global promotional company in the world, has by far the best roster in the sport. But it's the young ones coming through that I think I'm most excited about, the guys that you are going to see dominate the sport moving forward. Opportunities for these guys to fight at the mecca of boxing. Some of them, like Adam Maka, the young 18-year-old charge, on his professional debut. Nishant Dev, who's going to completely change the face of boxing in India. Zaquin Moses, just so young, Shakur's cousin. For me, the future of American boxing. Teramoana, 7-0, 7 knockouts, the future world heavyweight champion from Australia. Pablo Valdez, the king of New York. We're going to come on to you. And this man to my right, one of the greatest amateurs of our generation, two-time Olympic gold medalist, Andy Cruz. And of course, we are still getting over the tragedy of Keyshawn Davis evacuating the division rather than face him. We're going to talk about these guys and also the fighters to my left, apart from Mr. Maka, who are looking to dethrone these great young prospects or put themselves in a position to change their life. Firstly, I'm going to go to the man on the far end, Adam Maka. What a story. We signed you recently, 18 years of age. And Sam Jones, who's a very crafty manager, says, I know every promotional company in the world want to sign Adam Maka, but if you give him his professional debut at Madison Square Garden, you get his signature. Here we are, the journey begins, Madison Square Garden, ready for the pro debut on Saturday.
Yeah, so we're obviously being on this card, Madison Square Garden, it shows what Eddie thinks of me, what my manager thinks of me, so it's my time to turn up, perform, and I'm gonna perform and show everyone what I can do.
You've won pretty much everything as an amateur, but one thing you've done is knock people out and stop them. You don't see that as frequently as we've been seeing from an amateur like you. Sam Jones knows you have said in all the big interviews with Ariel yesterday, you want to bring entertainment for the sport, looking to do damage in a professional game.
Yeah, look, I think boxing, the fans, they want to see knockouts, they want to see exciting fights. So that's what I want to bring to boxing, as there's been a lack of it, and I want to bring it back.
Well, we look forward to your professional debut on Saturday. Remember the name, tune in and watch Adam Maka on Saturday night. Also remember the name of Nishant Dev. Fantastic performance in the Olympics in Paris, and everybody knows the potential of any sport in India. And no disrespect to former fighters from India, I can't remember a fighter from that region who had the potential to be a world-class elite champion. I think they've got that now with Nishant Dev. The professional debut in Las Vegas was sensational, and of course this man got everybody talking this week when Turki Al-Sheikh came out and mentioned him for the possible Netflix card when he talked about the future of the sport. The meetings are evolving behind the doors about what we're going to do as a company in India, but this is the guy that will spearhead that. He's got fast hands, he's got blistering speed, he's got great IQ, and he excites everybody, and the whole of India is behind him. Nishant Dev, welcome. After a great debut, we went back to India, everything sorted with your visa moving forward to base yourself in America. Fight number 2. Fight number 1 was Las Vegas. Fight number 2 is Madison Square Garden. Life is good.
Yeah, I mean, every athlete have a dream to fight in Las Vegas, in big arena, and Madison Square Garden was a great pro debut was in January 25th, and I'm looking forward to the Madison Square Garden to take over this place and come by win the all heart.
Obviously, the scenes last time in Las Vegas was sensational. An early knockout, blistering hand speed, great reaction from your people back in India. Very excited to watch number 2 on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's just happened. I really don't go for the knockout. It just happened with me. It's something different in me rather than the different boxers. It just have something special inside me. I just go for a good box, but it's something came up outside and it just happened the knockout. So every time I go for the fight, it just came different thing. So I'm gonna go look up with the same thing and perform in the same in Madison Square Garden. I'm not gonna look for the knockout, but I'm gonna show my skills and take the, yeah.
It's been a few months since your last fight. You know, not everybody knows that after your last fight, His Excellency FaceTimed me straight away. You spoke to him after the fight and he's mentioned you know, moving forward for possible cards. Exciting times, but the key now, activity. You want to be nice and busy.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be active every after fight, and I'm really excited when I get to know that Turki Irish take my name to Canelo versus Crawford undercard, and I'm really excited for that card too. And back in India, people are so excited to see me, and they keep commenting on my post and keep DMs me like, when you gonna fight in India. So I told them, like, be patient, the good things gonna become, and we're gonna soon fight in India. But right now I'm busy to, busy to win the heart of the United States, and then I'm gonna back to come to India, and then gonna fight in India.
Well, we look forward to that. The whole of India will be watching on Saturday. We go to American boxing now. Young Zaquin Moses. Zaquin, I remember I said at the last press conference, I know you had the big screens up, you could check yourself out. We haven't got those screens today, just to let you know you're looking fantastic, so all good. You've been on a great run. You've got a great smile. You're loving your journey in the sport. You've got an incredible team around you, Shakur and all the guys in Houston. But this time, back in New York, closer to home. Pretty special feeling to be fighting in this building.
I mean, for sure. I mean, without God, none of this would be possible, so I want to thank God for anything. But I'm back. I'm back in action Saturday. It's another opportunity to be under the lights, another opportunity to showcase my skills, and I can't wait.
How much have you enjoyed that transition to the pro games? I know you are young, but I'm just noticing a little twinkle in your eye, spiteful punching in there, and every time you step in there, we know it's about the sweet science of boxing, but spiteful intentions as well.
For sure. I'm enjoying it right now. I'm having fun. I'm loving the lights. I work hard. I want a lot too. I do feel like, I said this last time, but I do feel like I am the best prospect in boxing. I do feel like they don't talk about me enough. They just talk about me as Shakur little cousin, but I am Zay Quinn Moses. I am one of the best prospects coming up, and Saturday I can't wait to show it, and I can't wait to shine.
Well, there you are, one of the best young prospects in the sport, Zay Quinn Moses. We go forward to the heavyweights now. Terra Moana. So nice they named him twice. And Aleem Whitfield as well. Just to tell you the story of this fight. Last Sunday, Terra Moana was supposed to fight on the Gold Coast in Australia. His opponent pulled out on the Thursday. We basically looked around the whole world, but particularly the whole of Australia, the whole of the Pacific, for an opponent for Terra Moana. When we had a fight fall through on this card, I said to the guys, get him on the plane. This young man, for me, is the future of the heavyweight division. This is a future world heavyweight champion and a guy that is going to change the face of Australian boxing for those big nights. The difference is, when you come over to America, it gets real. You've got guys like Aleem Whitfield that pick up the phone and say, yeah, you want me to fight at Madison Square Garden on Saturday? I'm in. 7-0 v 9-0. Aleem, thank you for taking the fight. You're a dangerous man. This is a dangerous test for this young prospect. You're ready.
Yeah, I'm super ready. You know what I'm saying? Literally, you know what I'm saying? I respect him a little bit. He do his thing.
Just a little bit?
I take my hat off to him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But what people don't know, I've been boxing since I was 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was number 2 as an amateur, number 2 in the world, in USA when I was amateur. You know, the only thing different is he got a little shine. I'm from a little town. They don't get no shine, so it's my time, you know? I came here for all the smoke, you know? And the only thing on my mind right now is beasts eat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know about me, but I'm going to show you. That's it. That's all.
I feel like boxing's about storytelling, and your story is quite amazing. Tell me about that story from being a young amateur.
I started boxing when I was 6 years old, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was number 2 in the country in 2008, 2009. I traveled Dublin, Ireland with the USA team, you know what I'm saying? I even shot 165, fought Sean Porter. People don't know me. I was swept under the rug, but a lot of things I didn't get on the platform like everybody else did. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of swept under the rug, and it was hard for me to get where I'm at, and I'm here, and I'm ready to eat. I'm ready.
One thing that you don't possess in the heavyweight division, and we know you've come up the weights, is that size in terms of the height. Right. This guy stands at 6'6", you're like 6'1", something like that. You're ready to chop down a tree.
Listen, I've been fighting heavyweight since I was a young buck, so it ain't nothing to me. I don't fight. I fought everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing to me. I'm 6'2" and a beast, a monster.
And also, the platform, the venue, you win this fight, changes your career in the heavyweight division for all the big fights.
Yeah, and I appreciate the opportunity, you know. God got plans for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Aleem. Terra Moana, welcome. It was a long fight, but luckily you got here on Sunday or Monday or whenever it was, and kind of makes it interesting. A real fight, a real challenge for you. You've been looking for those challenges. It's been difficult to find those over in Australia, but someone with pedigree and real ambition at Madison Square Garden on Saturday.
Yeah, first and foremost, just want to say kia ora ana tātou kātoto I roto I te ngō mana o tō tātou tūko Yesu Messiah, which means greetings to you all in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's such a blessing being here today in Madison Square Garden, and I look forward to this challenge, like you said. Like, there's a lot of people who've been saying I've been fighting like tomato cans and this and that, so I'm really glad that we've got a challenge in front of me, and that's what I live for, you know. Like, I just want to be here and fight the best. One by one, I want to go up and destroy everyone. And unfortunately for this guy, June 14, he's going to realize that I'm the next up-and-coming great. And I'm looking forward to getting in the ring with you, mate.
Obviously, a lot of those guys that they haven't been up to the test. How excited are you to fight someone that is coming to win there, has got pedigree? And how excited are you to box on this incredible stage in New York?
You know, Madison Square Garden is every fighter's dream. You want to fight here in front of the big lights. But like for me, it's just my goal to be world champion. It's just I just want to prove that I'm the best. That if anyone steps in the ring, I'll get through them. And yeah, I'm so glad I got a challenge, eh? Like, I look forward to it because a lot of people haven't seen the skill that I possess. And I'm pretty sure this fella here, he'll bring it out of me, and I'm looking forward to it.
And finally, just a word on Australian boxing, another big pay-per-view night for Australia. George Kambosos trying to make history. Jai Opatai, a great performance last week. And also Justice Huni as well, in a tremendous performance, nearly won the World Interim Heavyweight Championship as well. Great time for Australian boxing, and looking forward to trying to become a World Heavyweight Champion for your country.
Yeah, that's the plan. Like, this is a whole new era with Australian boxing. Like, as you can see, Jai Opatai, Cruiserweight Champion of the world, just broke old mate's jaw on the weekend. And Justice, unfortunately, fell short. That's heavyweight boxing, you know. All it takes is one punch. And that's why I love it. That's why I love the heavyweight. Like, all it takes is one punch. You just got to prove you're the best. I'm here to prove I'm the best. And one by one, I'll go all the way to the top. Anyone who's in my way, they can get it.
Well, thank you, boys. Big heavyweight matchup. Teramoana against Aline Whitfield. 7-0 against 9-0. Great matchup. This is also a great matchup, and I'll tell you the story in a minute. Pablo Valdez against Cesar Diaz. Pablo Valdez, it's a nickname that people have given him. He never chose this nickname. He's the king of New York, right? He's one of the most popular guys from around here in boxing. He also sells a huge amount of tickets. You're going to hear the place erupt when he makes his ring walk on Saturday. But the truth is that because of how many tickets he sells, he's never yet had to have a real test. He wants a real test. And now he's got it on Saturday night. Cesar Diaz is coming to win. Cesar Diaz is coming with support. And now he steps up for the first time. The place is going to go nuts on Saturday night when these two fight. Cesar Diaz, will start with you. This is a massive opportunity for you. You really believe you're going to win this fight on Saturday?
Sí, César, en primer lugar, bienvenido. Es una oportunidad enorme para ti el sábado. ¿Y de verdad crees que vas a ganar la pelea este sábado?
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes con todos, buenas tardes. Nada, de verdad que vengo muy preparado, listo para esta pelea. Espero que él también. La verdad que he visto sus peleas. Sé que no tiene con qué sorprenderme. Vengo listo para una pelea del principio a fin.
Yeah, so firstly I want to say thanks all for being present here. You know, and to be honest, I've had a really good training camp going into this fight, and we're coming in extremely well prepared. I've seen a lot of his fights, and I don't believe that we have too much to worry about, you know, so I believe I can put on a great show on Saturday night.
And finally says, tell us, you know, this is the king of New York. He's going to have the whole building behind him. What happens on Saturday night?
El rey de Nueva York va a tener todo su público aleteándole, como ayudándole. ¿Cómo termina la pelea del sábado?
Mira, yo soy un boxeador no de ahorita, llevo muchos años boxeando, estoy acostumbrado a trabajar bajo presión, he viajado mucho y nada, vengo preparado, vengo listo y nada, espero que él también esté listo para un buen show aquí en el Madison Square Garden.
Listen, you know, I've been fighting for many years. I've traveled, I've fought under pressure, you know, many times in my career. You know, I'm completely ready for Saturday night, and I hope he's ready so that we can put on a show here in Madison Square Garden.
Pablo, this is it. This is the big challenge that you want. He says, I hope you're ready. Are you ready for the biggest test of your career so far?
First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank you for this opportunity. He's a little quiet. He was talking a lot of shit on social media. Está callado. Estaba hablando mucho en Instagram.
Habla en español para entender. En español para entenderte, hermano.
No, yo te voy a enseñar. Toda la mierda que tú estás hablando, yo te voy a enseñar. But no disrespect to these fighters here, because you got amazing talent here. But nobody's coming to see your fighters, man. They're coming to see me and Richardson, man. We the main event. No disrespect. I'm the ticket seller. This is my city. I'm king of New York. You know, and you said that I'm old, that Dominicans can't fight. Dijiste que los dominicanos no pueden pelear.
I didn't say that.
No, not you. He said que los dominicanos no pueden pelear. Yo te voy a enseñar, como decimos nosotros, un plato.
Español, hablas español, hermano. Habla español para entenderte y poder responderte.
Yo te estoy hablando español, estúpido. Prepárate para lo que viene. Oíste, yo estoy ready. Oíste, eso es lo que te voy a decir. Quédate en el ring a pelear conmigo. If he stays in the middle of the ring and fights with me, he's getting knocked out. If he runs, we're still going to get the victory, which I know he's going to run after he feels my power.
How excited are you to come up against someone that is a real test, you know, because of your support and because it's the early stages of your career, things being quite straightforward for you. This is a real fight on Saturday.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I train with the best. I got the best team, and shout out to Gary Starks, Sharif Yonan, Nermo, Richardson. Ask him who gave him the sparring. I'm the one that was helping him spar for this. All type of Richard Colby, all type of world class. I'm gonna tell you something, and I need you to believe this. 20 years back, you take 20 years away from me, and I'll be your Canelo. I believe I will be your Canelo. And I'm going to make you believe a Saturday. Why I believe the spotlight, why I love to fight, and why I made this. Everybody knows I went to prison. If I don't go to prison, I'll be beating everybody up in this weight class. Promise you that.
Well, you know we love having you on the shows. And on Saturday night we find out, because you've got a real fight on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And I cannot wait to watch it.
Sir,
So
tell his team, stay there and fight with me and fight. Don't run.
Okay. He said, could you tell him to stay in the middle of the ring and fight with him?
Quédate en el medio del ring y pelea conmigo. ¿Cómo? Espero que te quedes ya, nos paramos ya en medio del ring y nos peleamos.
Lo que le voy a decir es que cometieron un error, a mí me ha traído. No tengo nada que perder. Yo voy a tirar golpes de primer round, vamos a ver qué va a pasar ahí. Uno de los dos se va a caer y no va a ser yo.
Yeah, I've got nothing to lose going into this fight, I'm going to go in from the very first round looking for that knockout. One of us is going to fall in this.
Si te quedas ahí, pelea como un hombre, enseñar los granos que tenemos nosotros los dominicanos, te voy a sacar la mierda.
I think he said he's from the Dominican Republic, he's got massive nuts.
No tiene con qué sorprenderme, he visto todas sus peleas ya. No tiene con qué sorprenderme.
He said he's going to fuck you up. Sorry, I didn't know. Sorry, Kieran. So is that right? Close. Thank you. Good luck, Caesar. Good luck, Pablo. Wait till you see this fight on Saturday. The place is going to go nuts. Now, of course, we have an incredible main event, but this is a fight that right now in the lightweight division is so important. Everybody's talking about what happened with Keyshawn. It's done. It's over. Now we've got to look at the future. Shakur Stevenson, the king of the lightweight division, is back against Jose Zepeda in a great fight on the ring card, July 12th. We know that the WBO title is now vacant. Murataya has been elevated to champion with the IBF. This fight is a final eliminator for the IBF World Championship. This fight is to determine who Murataya will have to fight. This man is a problem. This man is a genius. This man is one of the best fighters in the world right now. And now with the emergence of Japanese boxing, this man to my left in Mashiro is coming to try and stake his claim to fight for the World Championship. A brilliant fight. Cruz against Mashiro. Cuba against Japan. Final eliminator for the IBF World Championship. Mashiro, welcome. You look in great shape. Japanese boxing on fire right now. A huge opportunity for you at Madison Square Garden this weekend.
First, I would like to thank Matchroom for this fight. 僕の人生をかけた大事な一戦になります。
This fight is going to be a life-changing opportunity for me.
This man is very skillful. He has all the accolades, but also just 5 fights in a professional career. Confident you can be victorious against a very good fighter on Saturday.
まあもちろん強いっていうのは分かってるんですけど、まあ僕は試合をしに来たんじゃなくて勝ちに来たので、日本の魂を見せて、勝ちたいと思います。
I absolutely know how talented he is and how good as a fighter he is, but I'm not here to just fight. I'm here to win. And I came from all the way from Japan to show the world that Japanese fighter, Japanese boxer are built different.
Thank you very much, and they are. We saw a great fight with Sugar Nunes and Rikishi recently, and thank you to Mr. Honda and the team for helping us make this fight. Japanese boxing in a tremendous place. Over to this man. No one's going to want to fight him. That's why I take the hat off to Mashiro. We need to get in a mandatory position, and that's what we do on Saturday night. We knock the doors down to make sure no one can refuse to fight this man. Andy, welcome. This is the fight to give you the opportunity to fight for the World Championship. You ready to show the world how great you are at Madison Square Garden this weekend?
Sí, Andy, en primer lugar, bienvenido. Esta es la oportunidad para ti, que te puede dar la oportunidad de pelear por un título del mundo. ¿Estás listo, preparado para demostrar lo grande que eres este sábado en el Madison Square Garden?
Sí, primeramente agradecer a todos los presentes por apoyar este gran evento y decirle que yo nací listo para este tipo de oportunidades. Estas fueron las oportunidades que vine buscando y las voy a aprovechar al máximo.
Yeah, so first I want to say, thank you to everybody here present, who are supporting this great event on Saturday night, and I'm more than ready for this opportunity to go into this fight. I'm going to give absolutely everything and take full advantage of this opportunity on Saturday night.
I know people are asking questions about your son, Keyshawn, who evacuated the division, but the focus is not on that. The focus is on Mashiro and also Murataya and become world champion.
Sí, obviamente muchas personas están hablando de tu hijo, Keyshawn Davis, pero él se fue de la división. Pero tu enfoque está más en la pelea que puede tener lugar con Murataya después de ganar esta pelea o enfrentar esta pelea del sábado.
Sí, por supuesto, no. Sobre mi hijo, debería prestarle más atención a su padre, a ver si aprende. Los fanáticos quieren verte pelear, no perder un título sin pelear. Y estoy enfocado en mi pelea contra Michiro, gran peleador. Y el sábado vamos a dar un gran espectáculo sobre el ring y estoy preparado para el reto que venga después.
Yeah, in terms of my son, Keyshawn Davis, he needs to learn the lessons that his father taught him. It was the fans that he let down, and he ended up losing his title without actually fighting. But my focus is on the fight on Saturday night with Mashiro, who's a great fighter. And I'm prepared for whatever comes following that fight on Saturday.
Oh, thank you, Andy. A tremendous fight. Andy Cruz against Mashiro, final eliminator for the IBF world title. Of course, it's a huge main event, live and exclusive on DAZN around the world, but what a card. We have every corner of the world covered with the best talent in the world. Nishant Dev, a man, as I said, that is going to break all boundaries for boxing in India. Adam Maka, just 18 years of age, one of the best young prospects in the sport. Professional debut. Zaquin Moses, the future of boxing in America. The big heavyweight fight. Teramoana, 7-0, 7 knockouts against Aleem Whitfield, 9-0. And what a fight as well. Pablo Valdez against Cesar Diaz. The roof is going to come off the theatre at MSG. And of course, the big one, as I said, Andy Cruz against Mashiro. Great undercard, great main event. You can watch it all on the global home of boxing, DAZN. Over to you guys.
Job hyping up this undercard. I'm pretty excited about a few of these fights.
If anyone could hype that up, is that man right there. No, absolutely. I think he knows what he's seeing. This is hitting talent, really, really, really hitting talent. You love to see it. All these guys on the front, especially when you never.
And to the man to Eddie's right, Kambosos, one of the most talented guys, 130-pound division. We had a chance to talk to him earlier on. He's had a great luck with opponents going deep into these fights with him. His first scheduled 6-round fight. I'm looking forward to him.
Trying to get rounds, because once someone gets power, speed, they're not going to get out.
And we get the heavyweight fight in front of us. A very big man in Teramoana. But I got to say, I love what I heard from Whitfield coming into this fight. Say, hey, I was once a top amateur. Going into this fight.
Yeah, all I got to say is don't blink. This is going to be whoever lands a big right hand. Both of them have big right hands. Whoever lands first, who could take the punch better? This is a must watch. It ain't going to last long.
And Teramoana's been waiting. Let that speak for itself. Teramoana's been waiting for a few days now to get this kind of opportunity. Flew in from Australia just a few days ago. Says he's good to go and ready to go. And so isn't Pablo Valdez, the big ticket seller on this card, looking for his big opportunity at Madison Square Garden.
Look at him, man. Swagger on $100 million. Look at him. I mean, this is what he's been waiting for a long time. I mean, Pablo Valdez always comes to fight, wants to push the fight. He has an opponent who's going to give him a fight. I mean, this is the type of fight that everyone wants on the undercards.
Here he is fighting in his backyard, the King of New York. A couple of guys here fighting on this card, fighting out of New York City. Always a little bit of danger, as you like to say, with these hometown fights.
Yeah, because, you worry about the crowd, you worry about the fans, all the family that you gave tickets to, and you want to show out, you want to go for the knockout. But sometimes when you go looking for it, bad things could happen.
Every recall the Pablo Valdez fight last time out in Florida. Caribe Royale got a win there, looking to pick up another win to keep that perfect record intact. And this is a fight that I'm really excited about. Andy Cruz looking to become a world champion after just a small number of fights as a professional. What do you think of this one?
This is interesting. When it comes to Andy Cruz, if you look at his 5 fights, he has a unanimous decision knockout, and it alternates. He always skips. So he's due for a knockout, and he's in there with a fighter that's going to be right in front of him, right in his chest, pushing those overlooping shots. He has a good right hand. This could be an exciting fight for both.
Yeah, can he break down the talents of Andy Cruz? It looks better and better with each one of these fights. The winner of this fight will likely get a world title shot against Raymond Morataya, the current IBF champion, who was elevated after Vasily Lomachenko elected to retire. So a terrific undercard, and we're going to wait a couple of minutes while they set up the main event press conference. Richardson Hitchins, George Kambosos Jr. will be on the stage. 140-pound title on the line between those two men. Before that, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Latinos, somos creadores de momentos compartidos. Somos tan auténticos como los sabores que nos han unido por generaciones. Somos tradición, como la marca El Mexicano, que ofrece una gran variedad de productos de calidad y frescura, con sabor auténtico, para unirnos y vivir momentos de alegría. Somos familia, porque no hay nada más importante. Somos El Mexicano.
Well, Sergio, Richardson Hitchins making his first title defense, first defense of the IBF 140-pound championship, and he will do it in his backyard of New York City. What do you like about Richardson Hitchins, who has been flawless so far as a pro?
So many things to like. His ring IQ, that jab. And once he starts throwing that right hand behind it, it's a lethal laser-like 1-2. He doesn't take many chances, which shows discipline. You want to see that in young fighters. Even when he's in control of the fight, he's so disciplined all the way to the end. He doesn't give his opponents to make it a fight. That's what Kambosos wants to do in order to be successful. He wants to push the fight. He wants to land those overhead shots. He wants to make it physical. Hitchins won't do that. He won't allow that.
2 fights earlier against Gustavo Lemos, I thought Hitchins showed some weakness. I wondered if he would be able to compete at the top level at 140 pounds. In his next fight, he goes down to Puerto Rico and soundly beats Liam Parra, who had just won the title against Subriel Matias in his previous fight. What did Hitchins show you in that fight?
He actually showed me a lot more in the Lemos fight because he did get hit by a big puncher. Lemos actually cracked him. Anyone else would have went down and stayed down. But Hitchins was able to weather the storm, get back on his jab, using the entire ring. And that's another thing. He uses the entire ring to his benefit. So it's going to take a lot for fighters to close that distance, close that range, and get past that jab.
All right, so the last time that George Kambosos was in Madison Square Garden, he scored one of the biggest upsets in recent memory, defeating Teofimo Lopez to become the unified 135-pound champion. He is back less than 4 years later, looking to become a 2-division world champion. What did you think of Kambosos' decision to move up in weight to challenge at 140 pounds?
Kambosos is one of these guys where he's never relied on power. He relies on fighters pushing the fight to him. That's how he gets his strength. He meets the guys halfway, exchanging. That's what makes Kambosos exciting. He's not afraid to exchange. He loops the shot well. He has great timing. He has great footwork in and out. So he goes in and out. He waits for the fighters he baits fighters in. But with Hitchins, he's just so good at what he does. So standing back, popping you with that shot. So that man right there, that's always cool and collected, he's going to have angles. He's going to have to use foot feints. He's going to have to jab his way in. He's going to have to be very creative to break that long distance and that long reach of Hitchins.
Well, that is the question, isn't it? How does George Kambosos get inside the long jab of Richardson Hitchins? He had some trouble in the 2 fights against Devin Haney, another guy that utilizes the jab for his success. What's going to be the key for Kambosos to get inside that jab and score points?
If he had trouble, Kambosos had trouble with Devin Haney, he's going to have a lot more trouble when it comes to Hitchins. It's 6 inches in range and reach, so it's going to have to be angles, head movement. He's going to have to learn from those those 24 rounds that he had with Devin Haney. He's got to learn from the experience that he got Lomachenko in the footwork and the angles there. So I think experience is what he brings to the table. Kambosos is very strong. He's very confident. He's very sharp, and now he has experience on his side. But he's gonna have to come with a game plan and execute to perfection in order to win.
How does he use that experience against someone like Richardson Hitchins, who is young, in his prime, fighting in his weight class, and fighting a fight that he's been calling for some time?
You got a jab to the torso area, jab to the chest. Forget the head hunting. You got to dig to the body when it comes to a fighter like Hitchins. You got to break him down. You got to slow down that movement, and you just got to push the fight. Anything he gives you, hit him in the shoulders, hit him on the side, anywhere, because you're not going to get a clean shot on a guy like that. So you got to maintain your discipline and not get discouraged. That's another thing.
It's a make or break fight, no question, for George Kambosos. Needs to get a win at this stage of his career. But for Richardson Hitchins, he's looking at bigger and better things down the line. He's looking at matchups with Teofimo Lopez, looking for a fight against Devin Haney. Do you think there's any chance Hitchins could be overlooking Kambosos in this fight?
That always happens, but I like the things that he's been saying. He knows about the hometown curse. He knows that a lot of people want the knockout. They're expecting a lot from him. I think he's just going to keep doing exactly what he's doing, get this win, and move on to the bigger fights. And you missed another big name on that list, Tank Davis. We mentioned that as well. So there's a lot of fights in his future, big money fights, lucrative fights, and this is one of these fights that he has to get past.
All right, big fight coming up. Madison Square Garden, Richardson Hitchins defending his 140-pound title against the former unified champion, George Kambosos. That's coming up next.
Richardson Hitchins, I think he's one of the best in the world, if not the best 140.
The homecoming, this is what I've always dreamed of.
I mean, I'm a warrior, I fight the best of the best. And you say Hitchins is your best guy? Well, let him fight toe-to-toe with me. Let's go.
Ferocious is back. Ain't no way Kambosos taking anything away from me. I'm not fucking playing with you.
I'm a hero in his city for what I achieved.
He been talking a whole lot of shit. Don't they gonna know me after I do to you?
Ooh, what's that?
I'm gonna make him pay for that.
Not the Kambosos. Go. Chins is not in my level.
I'm a beat. I ain't got to lose, brother. Okay, this guy. I'm elite. He's a D-class fighter.
He's never been in the ring with anyone like George Kambosos Jr.
He can't touch me.
I'm gonna him up in his own backyard.
Every time he fights, he get out the ring uglier than he already came in.
You're gonna realize I'm a different animal.
Team Hitchins.
And the new two-weight world champion.
And still, baby.
Well, welcome back, everybody, and great undercard press conference. But this is the real reason we're here. This is the big one. This is the 140-pound IBF World Championship. Live and exclusive on DAZN around the world this Saturday night from the wonderful Madison Square Garden. Some call it a crossroads fight. The man to my right, Richardson Hitchins, the world champion, a guy from the same school as the Shakurs and the Tanks, the Teofimos and all these great American young fighters. His opportunity for his biggest scalp of his career, an opportunity for the homecoming after headlining in Orlando, in Las Vegas. The route has been almost perfect, but now it gets real against the man to my left, who has been there, seen it and done it all, that came to the same venue just a few years ago to dethrone Teofimo Lopez and become the undisputed world champion. The guy that went back to Australia and brought stadium fights to the region, that didn't take any easy steps, that fought Devin Haney twice, then decided to fight Lomachenko as well. A chance for Australia's potentially greatest ever fighter to cement that legacy on Saturday night and try and become a two-division world champion. A brilliant fight at a brilliant venue on the global home of boxing. The man to my left, Lou DiBella. It's been a while since we've been up here, and Lou, exactly your kind of fight night. Your man, George Kambosos, you've been through so much with him as well. A short drive for you to the venue, a great venue, a great fight.
Well, I commend Eddie for giving Africa this opportunity. And by the way, this kid right here, I know him as long as I know Chris Colbert, since they were literally, I don't think, you're barely 10 years old, at my fights, usually in a better seat or credential than myself, and I never quite understood how you guys always managed that. But this guy's been living and eating and breathing boxing his whole life in this town. And Eddie, Eddie made an investment here to bring this to New York and give him this opportunity to fight the champion to my left, one of the biggest names in boxing still, a guy that is respected worldwide, the people's champion in Australia, but really a guy that's established himself as an attraction all over the world. And, a lot of people Richardson have looked past this guy, and it hasn't worked out well for them. So I'm guessing you're ready for this one, and this is your opportunity. I can tell you that I think the man to my left is going to surprise a lot of people, as he has done previously in this room. But let's have a great fight. This is the kind of fight I used to love to make when I was at HBO years ago. And, you know, I have great respect for you. I wish you the best. I know what this man on my left is capable of, and I think that everyone who comes to the theater at the Garden on Saturday night is going to see a great fight. And thank you, Eddie, for putting it together.
Thanks, Lou. Let's go to the respective teams and trainers. Jim, welcome. As always, you got that, don't take it the wrong way, but bulldog look about you in terms of you're ready. You're almost in this fight yourself. Your boy looking to make history, the same place you've done it all those, or not too many years ago. I remember that fight week so well. You're out there, you're arguing with T.O.'s dad, you're arguing with Frank Smith. You got that same look about you this week. You're ready for George to make history on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's great just to be back, you know, especially where George has had success twice. And, you know, thank you to Matchroom and Develop Entertainment for Roche Promotions. Obviously, Team Hitchison. But yeah, I've got that bulldog about me because the simple thing is I'm a manager and a father, and I fight for my fighters and I work for my fighters. And George Kambosos, as much as my son, I also take care of his business. So when George Kambosos is in a fight or any other of my fighters are in a fight, I'm in bulldog mode as well because I go to every training camp, I see every sparring session, and literally I'm a part of the team. So right now, George is in fight mode, I'm in fight mode too. So hope Hitchins hasn't got a dad here because I've got to think about dads, you know. So maybe we should start a dad competition, you know. I think we'll make a lot of money out of that. No, but this is great. We're here to win. And Saturday night, George Kambosos is going to show the world that Madison Square Garden is his favourite home away from Australia.
Guys have been in some huge fights, and you know, the first win against Teofimo was incredible, but this is different. A two-division world championship, something that you don't see many Australians accomplish, especially at this level. And you have a steel of confidence about you guys. I know you've had a great camp over in Canada as well, and you just believe this man, your son, is going to have too much for Richardson Hitchins.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why we took George out of his comfort zone. Straight after the Sydney show, already put a plan together for George to base himself in Montreal. And obviously we're training out of, you know, some big gyms and some great names in Montreal. And the thing is, the sparring partners, we flew them in from across the world. And I can tell you one thing, the guys that we used and work with are a lot faster, a lot trickier, and basically have better footwork than the guy that George is going to face on Saturday night. And if George is basically handling that business, I'll tell you what, Hitchison's going to be easy work.
We go over to the other team. Lenny, welcome.
Welcome.
I talk about an air of confidence from over there. You guys, I guess in your mind, I know the focus is there, but full of confidence that this man not just retains his world championship on Saturday, but makes a big statement in doing it.
Right. I was listening to Mr. DeBella, and Lou was right. He's been seeing us for like quite some time. I remember Lou back during the Hammerstein ballroom days. We used to try to get in there and sneak in with the bands and things like that. But one of the most important things that he said was that he remembers Richardson Hitchins since he was a kid. So he's been around boxing all his life. And see, and a lot of people don't realize that, you know, champions not made in the ring. They made through the dedication, the motivation, determination, all those things that forges a champion. Hitchins did everything possible to prepare for this fight. And, you know, I tip my hat to Kambosos and his father, but, and Kambosos, he's battle tested. And this is the type of fights that we need so that we can solidify, Hitchins needs so he can solidify his legacy in boxing. So, I believe that, and I know that as a fact, that on Saturday night, June 14th, they will be raising his hand saying, and still champion of the world, IBF champion of the world, Richardson Hitchins.
The talk has been great. We love it as fans and certainly as promoters as well. But this is the big stage for Richardson. I mean, he's had those opportunities headlining in Orlando and Las Vegas as well, but this is a much bigger stage. This is the homecoming against a guy that, you know, they're both talking a lot. There's a lot at stake. How important is it to keep this guy calm, or you believe he has the temperament to perform under that pressure at the
I
weekend?
believe that the talk is over, right? All the shucking and jiving and all the meat and everything. June 14th is the day that people are going to see who Richardson Hitchins really is. You know, they watch his fights, they look at some mistakes, but they don't realize that Hitchins is always evolving in the ring. We're always evolving. So this is the time. This is his time. This is our time. And this is Kambosos' time where he's about to be out of here. And, you know, like I said, I tip my hat to him. So, you know, this is the type of fight that we need so he can solidify his legacy and the world can see who Richardson Hitchins really is, despite everything.
George, Lenny says it's your time to be out of there. As always, when there's an underdog, which you found yourself in that position before, the odds just start to shorten a little bit. They look at you, they look in training camp, they look at the way you're talking, they look at the opposition that you've been in with and start saying, maybe he can do this. You see yourself as a favourite going into this fight at the weekend.
As you know, Eddie, I love that underdog role, but there's no maybes. I'm doing this. This is not fake stuff. I'm coming to this home in a familiar place where I'm 2-0 already. This is the trifecta. Like Lenny said, sorry, Lou. Like Lenny said, the talk is finished. We don't need to sit and talk. If the fight's sold or not, that's his problem. I'm coming here as the underdog. I'm coming to win this fight. You've seen it before. You've seen these eyes. Lou, you've seen these eyes. And I'm here to win this fight. Whatever it takes, by any means. There is no plan B.
You know, I think there's a reason that ticket sales have picked up this week, and that I'm hoping it picks up even more and there's more interest in this fight. Because one thing I know about this fight, because I know this guy over here since he's a child. I actually promoted almost his entire career, the majority of it. And these are two real fighters that love boxing. They like to fight. They fight as their life. It's who they are. It's their lifeblood. It's what they are. One of the things I see too much of now is guys here and there, and Eddie knows some of them as I do, and we're not going to mention people, but there are people that get in that ring and don't appear to want to fight, or don't appear to love it, or want to be in there once every year, or content to fight once every 18 months. And I look at some of those guys, despite the incredible amounts of talent, and I get disappointed. Because I want to see guys like these two guys. That's who they are. That's how they define themselves. If they're not fighting, if they're not getting ready to fight, they're in a gym anyway because they don't know what else to fucking do with themselves. And that's what it's all about. And, you know, people should come to this garden on this theater on Saturday night. Matchroom priced these tickets very affordably, actually. It's a good show down, and it's a lot of people I want to see. I love Terramona. He's a monster. I follow Australian boxing pretty closely. You know, Andy Cruz can fight his ass off. But in this main event, you got two guys with a lot at stake, and both, whatever you want to say about either one of these guys, they love boxing, and they give everything to boxing. And you'll see that Saturday night.
George, when you fought Teo, the talk was quite similar, actually, and you got a guy that came in a little bit hot-headed as well and came to fight, and, you know, the first round changed everything of that fight. Do you need to fight that aggressive fight against this man? You saw maybe Lemos had a little bit of success fighting that kind of fight. You've accused Richardson of being that defensive fighter as well. You've got to stick it on him. You've got to be the man with the experience in there on Saturday. We know you can box as well. We have all the ability, but you want a dogfight on Saturday, don't you? That's what Kambosos is all about.
Well, look, he's the one that making statements. He's the one that says he's going to knock me out. He's the one that said he's going to do this and that. So we have our plans. We've worked extremely hard in training camp, and who knows, I might take a leaf out of his book and run the whole fight. I have to wait and see. You know I can box. You know I can fight. You know I can dig deep down and do whatever it takes. I can be knocked down and get back up again and win a championship fight. I've seen it all at the highest level. I've been at this pinnacle for many, many years, and, you know, like I've been saying, resumes do matter in boxing. And when you fight the best, you beat the best, you lose to the best, you're still here. And this warrior is still here, back at his favourite home ground. Do it again. The trifecta on a Matchroom show. I've never lost in America. I've never lost on a Matchroom show. And like I said, I'm proud
First
to be
time
here.
for everything,
Proud
though.
to be here with Bella and Eddie Hearn, my father, manager, Jim Kambosos, Ferocious Promotions. And like I said, Hitchins, Saturday night, the talk is done now.
Come back to you, George. I believe this fight's going to live up to all expectations. I really do. I mean, Richardson Hitchins is a hometown favourite, right? He's fighting in front of his own hometown. He's probably sick and tired of hearing about, you know, stop running, you know, fight, take the fight, you know, bring it head on. And, you know, obviously that's what everybody wants to see, a good fight. And George Kambosos, we all know, is a warrior. So I honestly believe, I mean, people that haven't got their tickets, go get your tickets, because you're going to see something classic on Saturday night. Teofimo Lopez, Kambosos lived up to it. A lot of people probably thought, fuck, I wish that arena was bigger and we could have all been in there, you know, in a 20,000. Well, I think this is going to be exactly the same. And both boys have got a lot to prove, and there's a lot moving forward for both fighters. And I believe Richardson's going to bring the fight and George's going to bring the fight, and it's going to be a battle for the ages.
Thanks, Jim. Champ Richardson, welcome. This is what you asked for, isn't it? You know, the big homecoming, the big name opponent, everything in front of you, just 2 days out now. How you feeling? This team sound very confident over there, but you believe you're going to deliver a statement on Saturday night.
First off, I just want to thank God, you know, for being here, for all this actually becoming true, because I know the work that I put in. This been happening years before I was signed with you. You helped save my career, and I got to give you a personal thank you. You brought structure back to my career. I said it over and over. My manager, Keith Conley, my coach, Leonard Wilson, Scooter, strength conditioning, Whitey, my manager. This is what I worked for my whole life, this whole everything. I remember coming to the Garden and watching Teofimo and Kambosos compete, and I looked, and I said I could beat both of them guys. And slowly but surely, I said when I get my opportunity, I'll be world champion. I'll bring the championship back to New York, because, you know, New York had a lot of big fights through the years, but New York haven't had their own since, I want to say, 8-10 years now. Bring a championship back home and compete. And, you know, they had somebody they could be behind, and I'm glad and I'm thankful to God that I'm that guy. As far as George Kambosos, a lot of people want to say that, you know, when they fight me, a lot of guys' game plans to go forward, hit him in the shoulder, break him down. That's every guy fucking game plan. I think that George Kambosos is at this level because obviously he got boxing skills. You know, that's what fucked Teofimo up. Teofimo came at him as if he was just a regular guy, and you know he ran into his faith. He keeps saying I'm running. I don't ever run. Saturday night I'll be right in front of him all night long. And if he's confident in himself, they saying I'm easy work. I know for sure I'm confident in myself. I've been saying it since the face-off. I want to bet the 50,000. His dad said he got the bet. So hold up. He said bring the money. The money's here. 50. The money's here. Hold up. The money's right here. We got 50 cash. Can we shake on it again? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's shake on it. If you believe in yourself, you believe
Put your money on yourself, on your bet. Put your money on yourself, on your bet.
Go put your money. Go put your money like I've already done.
Bet the fucking money, you pussy. Bet the fucking money, you pussy.
George Kambosos has already put his
money. I already put my money on the bet. I already put my money on the bet.
Easy work.
Go put your money on the side.
Dad, 50,000. This guy, listen, this guy got all this talk to say. Like I said, if you believe in, I ain't on this kid is a fucking bum. I ain't worried about him. You got all this stuff to say.
Look,
let's bet the
all I know one thing about you. You've spent 6 weeks of the training camp thinking about 50K.
Okay.
And you know why? Because your manager negotiated a shit deal.
Listen.
I negotiated such a good deal that I'm taking money out of your pay-per-view, your guarantee, and bums on seats.
Beat the fuck out this bum.
You know what? It's not my fault your manager didn't negotiate a deal.
Let's save it for the fight. Let's
get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Come on, let's get it done.
We're good.
Let's get it done. Come on, let's get it done. You want to charge me? Let's go.
Pussy. Pussy ass. We're going to see.
Put your money on the fucking bets.
No, I'm betting you, you pussy. I'm betting you. I'm trying to bet you, you pussy. Fucking bum. Fuck around and make it out this city. Fuck around and make it out this city. Y'all boys better calm the fuck down. Y'all boys better calm. Shut your ass up, brother. Smack them glasses off your fucking head. Easy.
Can't even sell a fight.
Bum. Fucking bum. Fucking bum.
You gonna get it. You gonna get it Saturday. You gonna get it Saturday.
Right now.
You gonna get it. Why? I'm scared. You think I'm scared? Nigga, what we fighters? What's
Let's
up?
have a crack right now.
You ain't got no chin up. Punch your face all over this arena.
Let's have a crack right
Yeah, I'm
now.
scared of
We're
you.
gonna run around the front of the stadium.
What you think you is, bro? What do you think you is? Who do you fucking think
What we'll do
He
is
borrowed the 50K. He borrowed the 50K just like he borrowed all that jewelry.
Millions over here, champ.
Good on ya.
We making millions
I'll
over
make-
here. I don't know what y'all making Saturday.
I'll make-
We making
Look,
millions.
how many millions I made?
I'm a seven-figure fighter. I'm a seven-figure fighter.
On loan
I'm a
Hitchins.
seven-figure
On loan
fighter.
Hitchins.
I'm an eight-figure
I'm a seven-figure
fighter.
fighter.
I'm an eight-figure
you had one
fighter.
eight-figure
I'm an
fighter.
eight-
You
I'm an
don't
eight-figure
that.
fighter.
You'll never see that again.
Multiple.
You'll never see that
That's
again.
all right. When I beat your ass,
You'll never
we'll
see
see.
that again.
Yep.
So bet the fucking money.
No,
On loan
I already bet on myself.
Your
I already
dad
bet
bet
on
on
myself.
Dad don't wanna bet.
I already bet on myself.
Easy
I already
work.
bet on myself.
Easy work.
I already bet on
Easy
myself.
work.
$7.
Easy work.
$3.50.
Son, put the best slip up.
No.
Post it.
No.
Look at
Yeah,
you.
post
Shut up.
it.
He bluffing.
No problem.
He babbling.
okay.
He bluffing.
Go and put your 50,000 on yourself. Go, is there a betting agency? Who's betting? Who's the betting agency for this?
Go on,
Have you
mate.
got one? Go and bet on yourself. What's wrong with you?
Money right here.
I already.
That's good. You borrowed it. You borrowed it to turn up with it.
Money's right here. They want to bet.
Good on you.
Right here.
Yeah. Probably fake. Fake money.
Now it's fake money. Fake jewelry. We don't do nothing fake in New York.
You are fake.
This is
Look
New
at
York
you.
City. We don't do nothing fake.
Fake rat.
Ain't nothing fake. You find a real New Yorker now.
Hey, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it. I'll be there Saturday
you see
night.
that energy.
No problem.
Calm and collected. Ready.
So am I. I'm ready to
This
fight
ain't
right now.
nothing. This
I want
ain't
to fight you
nothing.
right now.
This
I'll
ain't,
fight you
and that's
Saturday,
why
I'll
I
fight you
hate. You know,
tomorrow, I'll
the
fight
whole
anytime.
media, they try to write me off my last fight with Liam Power. Everybody
George,
said
he's
that.
trying to sell tickets. He's getting clout.
Everybody said that I was going to lose the fight. This is just to show you a lot of people don't know nothing about boxing. Like I said, now they want to make me the favorite. They should put me on underdog so I could really fucking shock the world again. This guy's easy work. He was a bum. He's still living off Teofimo fucking wins.
Show us on Saturday
being
night.
a Mickey bait. I was out
Listen,
his
like
way.
I said, the talk is over. Whatever you want to say, no problem.
Show us
I'm
on
here
Saturday
ready
night.
to fight right now.
I won't
Friday
be nowhere.
night,
You
Saturday,
see me.
no
I won't
problem.
be going nowhere.
Just go and make that way, boy.
I'm comfy.
Go and make that way.
At home.
We're going to
Weak
have
ass
a limited head-to-head up here, but before we go, final words from the two great fighters. One champion, one former undisputed champion. Richardson, I'll start with you as the champ. How do you win this fight on Saturday night?
Dominating fashion. Like I said, Saturday night, I won't be going nowhere. I'll be right in front of him. Bill Haney want to say, don't run, get knocked the fuck out.
Talks about
I ain't
everyone
fucking
else.
Devin Haney. I'll be right
Bill
there in front of
Haney.
him all night, punishing this guy. I will be right there all fucking night.
Oh, we ready.
I worry about the whole boxing
Bill
world.
been telling me.
This whole sport is my shit.
Tell him, Bill.
Richardson
Tell him,
Hitchins
Bill.
here to take the
Tell
whole
him.
fucking sport
He's
over.
disrespecting your son.
And I'm going to make an
He's
example out of this
disrespecting your
pussy
son.
right here.
He reckon,
I'm going to make an example.
your son
This
up.
is my
Tell him,
shit.
Bill.
This is my shit. This is my shit.
Tell him,
This
Bill.
is my shit. Fuck
Your
wrong with
city.
y'all.
Ooh, so many
This is my
tickets.
shit. I already done gave it to your son.
2,000
and when
tickets
after
sold.
him, put my name, take my name off that hit list and put it on a fucking paper, nigga. And see if I'm accepted.
Maybe you shouldn't charge
See if I'm
me.
accepted. You
Gonna
know
pay
what it
for
is.
that.
You
know I'm
charge
a real
me.
one,
Pay for
nigga.
that. Trust
You know
me.
I'm a real one, nigga.
Gonna pay for
I've been
that.
putting in
Don't
that work.
get
World
back.
champ for a
You're
reason,
gonna pay
nigga.
for that.
Ain't
You
no
charge-
paper champion over there. I went and took that shit. Ain't nobody give me no belt. I took that shit. Fuck wrong with y'all. This is my shit. Fuck wrong with the boxing.
Tell him,
This is my
Bill.
shit.
Tell him, Bill. He's disrespecting your son. He thinks
Fuck
he's
wrong
better
with
than
you?
your son. It's
All y'all niggas
delusional
gonna
cat.
fall in line real soon. Everybody. Give it another year. Y'all
This
gonna fall
guy
in line
thinks
real
he's
soon.
better than Lomachenko, your son, Lopez. He thinks he's better than anybody.
He did?
Did I embarrass you?
I'm in your city. I'm here. They don't give a fuck. I'm in your city. I don't care. Bring everyone. I got boys too. Trust me. I don't give a fuck. I'm right here. Think give a fuck? Bring all your boys. Bring all your boys. Where's your boys? We got boys too.
Okay, ladies and
give a
gentlemen,
fuck.
there'll be
You
no
charged
head-to-head.
me. I laid it on you.
We ain't try to charge us, huh? We right here. You come to our face. What you gonna do? Yeah? What? Bring whatever you want.
Right.
Saturday night, tune in.
There will not be a head-to-head. We'll save that for the weigh-in tomorrow. But what you will get on Saturday night is a tremendous fight. The IBF World Championship live at Madison Square Garden on DAZN. And before we go, one final word. Where's Bill Haney? Bill, prediction for Saturday night. Who wins? Bill, cut the shit. Who wins? George Kambosos. Right, we'll see. Over and out. We'll see you for a huge show on Saturday night.
Well, all right, Sergio, that escalated pretty quickly.
Yes, it did. That's a press conference. That's what people come to watch. I mean, $50,000 up there. I mean, look, everyone said it best. I love the fact that Bill Haney's here, you know, rallying up everybody. That's what just sold more tickets, man. These guys mean it. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait for Saturday.
Well, George Kambosos' counter-argument to the $50,000 bet is that he already bet on himself as a 7-1 underdog. So he's parlaying that $50,000, he hopes, into $350,000. You know, that's for gambling talk a little bit later. You're right, Bill Haney does show up there, you know, and Bill was asked who wins this fight after watching that presser. Does your mind move at all about how this fight plays out?
Look, man, Kambosos is a live dog, but we still got to favor Hitchins for a lot of reasons. But Kambosos, and like Haney and a lot of people see, he knows how to fight small. He knows how to fight short. He knows how to tie opponents, and he has the experience. So you can never count out a guy like George Kambosos. This is going to be an interesting fight that just got more interesting.
What do you think about Hitchins? Cutting back down to 140 pounds. Looks like it's work for him to get there. George Kambosos, we know he's not going to have any problem making 140. What do you think of the weight for this
There
fight?
we go. Give that man a microphone.
Give Eddie a microphone. All right, we're bringing Eddie here. Eddie, that escalated very quickly on stage.
I'll be honest, I think that's the first time I've decided not to do a head-to-head, because obviously that's the money shot, right? But that was getting a little bit, I mean, you know, when Lenny picks up the metal chair, I think it's time to just exit. But I love it. It's a great fight. The guys have been talking a talk. And you know, the pressure's on Richardson Hitchins on Saturday night. I mean, one, he's got to win, and two, he's got to look good doing it. And all the things that you saw George and Jim do to Team Lopez all those years ago, they're doing it again. And they will want Richardson to go in there and make mistakes and be frustrated and want to make a statement and want to do damage to George Kambosos. And this is going to be a great fight. This is a very competitive matchup.
You know, you mentioned the mind games that Kambosos is playing. It does remind me a lot of the mind games that he played with Teofimo Lopez, that he tried to play with Devin Haney a little bit in Australia, wasn't able to get under Devin's skin. It does look like he's under the skin of Richardson Hitchins. Maybe that turns out to mean nothing, but he's under the skin of everybody on that side of the dais.
Yeah, but like, you know, George does a good job, and I think George is going to fight the way George is going to fight. I don't think he's going to fight off emotion. I think if anyone's going to fight off emotion, it could be Richardson Hitchins. He seemed pretty cool up there. I mean, Lenny, not so. But
and he got punched in the face there for a minute.
But like, it really comes down to the moment and who can perform under the pressure in the moment. The temperature just got turned up a notch, and things got a lot more interesting. And tomorrow we have the weigh-in when these guys have got to come face to face again. So nice and calm, but it's what we love.
I think one thing we could expect from New York fighters is they got a mouth, and they can back it up. They could fight, and once you put the lights in front of them, they can back up their talk. I think Richardson Hitchins wanted this riled up. He feeds off that. Certain guys, they talk, but they don't back it up. I think he needed that for his own ego, for his own confidence. This fight just got bigger for both fighters, but I think it benefited a fighter like Hitchins, who needs that extra swag to carry onto Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, with Hitchins, what do you want to see from him specifically? I think a lot of people that are watching this fight think that, all right, he's bigger, he's longer, he can jab him to death and win a wide decision. But to get the big fights that he's looking for, the Teofimos, the Devin Haney, does he have to do something special in a fight like this?
Yeah, I think it's difficult when you talk about a fighter that, you know, is a master boxer like Hitchins. You know, to have that conversation with him and say, you've got to be more entertaining. I mean, they'll probably look at you and go, oh, really? Thanks for the advice. I'll get in there and do it. You know, you saw His Excellency talking about the Tom and Jerry. And Richardson isn't a guy that runs around the ring, but he is a master technician. He's a fantastic counterpuncher. He has a great jab. He has tremendous IQ. I think that George Kambosos is going to be doing everything he can. George is going to be desperate to try and win on Saturday night. He's going to do everything it takes. And I guess that people look at the track record and maybe look at the Lemos fight and say, when there was that relentless, aggressive guy, it became tough work. There is an argument to say as well that that aggressive style will suit Richardson Hitchins and his counter-punching ability as well. So George is more than that. George is not just like a guy that marauds forward. He's an experienced guy, but he's got a lot of dog in him as well. And, you know, you can't rule him out. He's a tenacious man with a big appetite. And he's got a chance to make history for Australian boxing in there. But this is also the opportunity for Richardson Hitchins to make a real statement, to sit alongside Devin and Tio and Keyshawn and those kind of names, because I think he has the ability to sit alongside them.
Are you expecting Kambosos to try to take a page out of that Lemos playbook? Because we saw what happened when Liam Paro tried to outbox Hitchins. That didn't work. Hitchins took control of the fight in the second half, wound up dominating, sweeping the final rounds. Lemos was aggressive. Lemos hurt Hitchins during that fight. Are you expecting Kambosos to try to do the same?
To be honest with you, Kambosos is a lot better than Lemos. I mean, you're talking about a guy that, you know, with all due respect to Lemos, like, never really operated at world level. George has done. He's been there for a long time. He's also got good IQ. He's got good footwork. He's got good movement as well. But yes, I would think that the key to this is to try and bring Richardson Hitchins into a fight, make him make mistakes. Because as we saw against Paro, when you try and outbox him, it's very difficult to win that battle. Early on in that fight in Puerto Rico, Paro was aggressive. You know, the movement was good. He was finding his way in. And the rounds were scrappy, but he was 3-0 up, you know, and then all of a sudden he changed his tactic and started trying to box Richardson and lost every round. You're not going to win a boxing match with Richardson Hitchins, but you've got to be smart with it. And I promise you there'll be big drama in this fight. One way or the other, there will be big drama in this fight. And there'll also be big drama at the weigh-in tomorrow and probably outside Penn Station in about 20 minutes.
Sergio, do you think that Kambosos can duplicate whatever success Lemos had in that fight?
Yeah, I really do. I think there's magic in this building. You know, there's ghosts of, you know, other great fighters in this building. It brings out something out of champions, and that man had the night of his life right here. So I just think if he had a great camp, which it sounds like he did, and he knows his do or die, he's not going to have these opportunities again. Hitchins doesn't have his experience, especially on the championship level. I think he's going to do something special. Now, I really believe that we just sold more tickets.
Eddie, I want to ask you about the undercard. Andy Cruz fighting in the co-main event. Is this the kind of path you hoped Andy would be on, fighting in a world title eliminator this early in his career when you signed him a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted the Keyshawn Davis fight, and I thought from a narrative perspective that was a fight that we could build and make, because no one's going to want to fight Andy Cruz. Why would you? He's 5-0 and he's a master technician. This is a great fight for him because it puts him in a mandatory position to fight Murataya for that IBF strap. And I think Andy's done a great job. You know, when we talk about that aggressive style, Andy's kind of adapted that with Bozy, and he's taken a lot of chances in his fights. I think he could have won his fights even easier than he's been winning them, but in a style that may not be as entertaining. So that's fine when you're fighting at a level. This is a step up against a Mashiro. He's a good fighter. And I think as you see Andy go through the levels, you'll see him adapt that style back to the masterful technician that he is. But right now he seems willing to hold his feet, sit down on his punches, and it's great to watch as well. And I think Mashiro will give him the opportunity to do that. But right now, you know, I believe we have number 1 and number 2 in the lightweight division in Shakur Stephens and Andy Cruz, and that could be a big fight for the future as well.
Does a win by Andy Cruz, we know the IBF likes to call their mandatories, they do it all the time.
Yeah.
Does that guarantee him a world title shot?
Absolutely, 100%. Now, will it be next? We hope so, but we think so. I mean, that's one of the reasons that we went down the route with the IBF is they follow their rules, and you know when you become mandatory, you will get your shot. And that's the only way we're going to get a shot for Andy Cruz, is to force someone to fight him, because they're not going to pick him as a voluntary. If I was a promoter of a champion and I didn't represent Andy Cruz, the last person I would be fighting is Andy Cruz. So we know we have to force that. And Murataya, you know, I mean, Andy Cruz, in my opinion, is a bigger name than Murataya, or up there. So that's a really good fight, and that's a tough fight. Murataya is a good fighter. Robert Garcia tutored, and you know, that's the kind of fight where you're going to see the greatness of Andy Cruz, and I believe you'll see that in Madison Square Garden.
Canelo Alvarez learned the hard way that the IBF enforces their mandatories and makes you fight their guys. Sergio, the growth of Andy Cruz, how have you seen him develop under Bozianis? What have you seen from him early in his professional career? You
know, he's implementing that Cuban style, that discipline of the Cuban style, but he's also implementing the toughness of that Philly roll, the toughness of the sparring, you know. So it's a beautiful hybrid of both styles. And I think when he really does it, when he really puts it on, it shines. Because he can box. He can outbox guys, and it can be easy night. But he knows this is show business. He wants to go for the knockout. I think if he starts putting his punches together, start digging to the body, and really fighting like a professional, not like those Cuban amateurs, like a really professional, dig and turn your shots, which he's been doing, he's going to get more stoppages because I think he has more power than his knockout ratio indicates.
All right, Eddie, before I let you go, it is a deep undercard, a lot of talented prospects on this card. What is the one fight that you think people can't miss on the undercard?
Well, I mean, firstly, let me just say the talent is incredible. The global talent. Adam Maka making his debut. Nishan Dev, who's going to change the face of boxing in India. Zaquin Moses, what a talent. Tera Moana. This guy is a beast. Great fight against Aline Whitfield, who was pretty scary. I mean, they're both pretty scary. So I like that one, the heavyweights. But I will just have a shout out for Pablo Valdez against Cesar Diaz. You know, Pablo Valdez, I'm not saying he's going to go on and become a world champion, but he's a very popular fighter from this area, and he's in his first real fight on Saturday, and it will be an absolute shootout. So great undercard, great night of boxing, great main event. Tune into DAZN this Saturday and enjoy.
I love that you can't just name one. You got to go all the way down the list.
So many
you
good
just
ones.
can't name one. Well, Eddie will be back here on Friday. Weigh in live on DAZN, the DAZN YouTube channel. Saturday night, Richardson Hitchins, George Kambosos Theater at Madison Square Garden. Can't wait.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. The fight starts now. Let's go.
How do you like it? Close the show. So aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world. Press conference live on DAZN.